Johnny Somali is clawing at the edges of the streaming world, desperate for a comeback. But the question everyone's asking is simple. Can he really return, or is his career already over? Right now, Johnny's life is in complete freefall. He's broke, with no steady income, and his legal battles in South Korea are draining whatever little support he has left. The only reason he's still able to fight in court is because another streamer, Hank Yu, stepped in. Hank admits he's already handed Johnny close to $20,000, a move that's torn his own family apart. And if that friendship ever collapses, Johnny won't just be broke, he'll likely be homeless. This desperation explains why Johnny has been chasing streaming platforms for one last chance. At one point, he demanded $10,000 from Party.com. They countered with only a few thousand. But when the opportunity finally came, instead of showing growth, Johnny fell right back into his old ways, streams filled with offensive and controversial content. The backlash was so severe that Party.com refused to pay him a single cent. And things weren't any better on Kick. After being banned, Johnny lashed out at the CEO, accusing the platform of being propped up by gambling money. Then, in a complete reversal, he begged to be unbanned, promising he had changed. But the community wasn't fooled. Even top streamers on Kick, including Ice Poseidon, made it clear. Johnny Somali will never return to Kick. Legal experts agree. With a criminal record in South Korea and a long history of reckless behavior, no major platform wants the risk of hosting him. At best, he might resurface on some obscure site. But in terms of mainstream streaming, his career appears finished. And yet, Johnny refuses to accept responsibility. He casts himself as the victim, insisting that other streamers have done far worse and still prosper. He even claims he was simply following his chat's instructions, calling his viewers his God. But the reality is undeniable. Every streamer is responsible for their own actions. And Johnny's refusal to own his has left him completely alone. What's more troubling is that his behavior is starting to spread. Recently, Australian streamer Lockie Jones went live in Japan, mocking Japanese culture in a way strikingly similar to Johnny's old antics. If this trend isn't stopped, it could damage how Japanese, Korean, and Asian culture is perceived worldwide. In fact, Japanese media outlets have already begun sounding the alarm about the growing problem. So now, the big question remains. Will Johnny Somali ever find his way back into IRL streaming? Or is this the final chapter of his career?